Hi, Virgo, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your October 16th to the 31st, 2020 reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be located in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let's clear the energy space as we raise our energy vibration and release any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from your body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, steady, and at peace as you enter into this safe and loving space. Now let's let the bowls sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Virgo, October 16th to the 31st, 2020 Virgo. October 16th to the 31st, 2020 Virgo. October 16th, ooh goodness, to the 31st, 2020 Virgo. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Oh, goodness. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels, ooh, goodness. And spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. Awesome. Now let's see what your chakra energy has to say. Virgo, October 16th to the 31st, 2020 Virgo. October 16th to the 31st, 2020 Virgo. October 16th to the 31st, 2020 Virgo. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic, these four. Okay, just need to, there's an anxious energy around this reading right now that needs to be addressed. There's a sense of a moving forward and knowing, hey, Spirit is saying that there's a fear that things aren't going right and that, you won't be able to get to where it is that you want to be and move forward the way exactly that you had envisioned, or, you have a plan and you're afraid that by the time the plan is implemented, that everything will just be falling apart. And this is saying to trust that divinity has your back. And Spirit just wanted me to address that right off the bat. And we're starting off with personal power, to embrace your power, to embrace your understanding, to know that you're on this journey for a reason, even if at times it feels just completely overwhelming and that there's so much put on your shoulders. This is the solar plexus chakra. This is also following your gut. It's like, okay, know your gut instincts, know what it is that you desire, and embrace that power, embrace that determination to lead you forward. And there's a brilliance and there's a beauty to you that is really quite magnificent. It then leads you to visualization. It's an opening up of the third eye chakra. This is the third eye chakra, of course. And it is visualizing what you want. It's seeing it. It's honoring it. It's understanding it. And it's knowing that as you hold things in your mind, as you hold this truth in your mind's eye, it opens up the world for you in such a profound and powerful way. It's the first place we start anything is within our mind. And so of visualizing that truth, of visualizing our power, of visualizing our understanding is really going to open up those doors for us as we move forward. And it leads you to your angels and your masters. It leads you to angels and divinity being right there with you. This is the soul star chakra located 6 inches above your crown. And this is a sense of your angels having your back. Just absolutely, and it's brilliant. It's like, don't worry. I have you wrapped. I have you cocooned in my wings. I am moving forward with you. And I will, it's not that they will never let you fall. It's not that they will never let despair win, is what they're saying. Because Lord knows that we have, free will and everything like that. And we can fall and we can fail and we can make mistakes and we can always think the grass is greener on the other side. And those are lessons that we have to learn. But it's also an empowering truth that we are embracing, that divinity has us in its hold. Our angels have us cocooned in their grace. And we are moving forward in that grace. And then we have listening, which is the throat chakra. And I always thought of listening. I always thought of the throat chakra as talking, never listening. But it's a superpower, especially in this world today, to be able to listen, to be able to have a conversation with a person where both sides are heard. Not just one person yelling louder and louder over the other, or they're both yelling to see who gets to be paid attention to. It's like, no, it's a listening. It's a listening. It's a grace. It really is a grace of being, to be able to listen, to be able to be a respectful individual. And here, Virgo, you're going to see that one of your superpowers is listening. Listening to what people are truly saying, not just what you want to hear, which is what so much of our world does. Listening to our bodies, to our souls, to ourselves as we move forward. To connect with that personal power, to connect with what we need to visualize, what we fear in order to succeed. And to know that our angels are always blessing us. Now, one of the ways to help listen, to train ourselves how to be good listeners, is to listen to books on tape. That's going to be really, really helpful. And there are free ones on YouTube that you can listen to. And just really start building that power of listening, because it helps you speak with authority within your life. And it helps you move with grace and with purpose within this world, because it's such a lost gift. Now, the left-hand side here is your inner self. The middle is your heart, your emotional self. The right-hand side is your public arena, your public self. So we're starting off with the Chariot. This is Cancer energy, a time frame of June 21st to July 22nd. Moving forward and embracing of the heart. And you had Judgment. You have your angels right there with you once again, making a proud and loud, showing forward. And it's moving you forward in your music. It's moving you forward in your truth. It's a resurrection of soul and self and happiness. And as you embrace this, you have Temperance coming in, which is a Sagittarius energy, a time frame of November 22nd to December 21st, a balancing of the self and understanding of the self. And right now you have major arcana cards and you have yourself shining through. So your inner self during this time is so important. The way that you are internalizing things, the way that you are looking at things, the balance that you are seeking, and the fact that you're going to need time, Virgo, as all Virgos do, as we always do, to be able to center yourself, to be able to look at what it is that you want, to have quiet. Okay, if you're always surrounded by noise, that's not going to be really beneficial for you. If you can take walks without, music playing, or, earbuds in your ears, or having to talk to somebody, if you can just walk quietly or you just sit quietly, that's going to do such wonders for you. And then we move to the heart. And in the heart, we have the 5 of Wands. The 5 of Wands is chaos. The 5 of Wands is arguing for the sake of arguing, and it's chaos within the self, and it's bubbling over. It's affecting so much more. And it leads you to the 5 of Swords. You're facing something karmic during this time. You have the repeat of the number 5, which is bringing you this sense of a needing of freedom, but also this sense of things being resolved a bit more easily than you had anticipated them to be. But it might not be as easily as you have wanted them to be. And then leads you, oh, that's funny, to the 10 of Wands. And of course, 5 plus 5 equals 10. You are carrying these burdens, and it's a long road up a long hill. And it's like, oh my gosh, how do I get there? How do I get to be where it is that I want to be? And there's a release of these burdens. There is a putting down of them. And there's an embrace of your creativity, your passion, your desires. And you have here then the devil. And the devil's in the details, really seriously, for you during this time. For what it is that you want, for where it is that you're heading. You're facing things that you would rather have left behind, but your heart is needing to face this. And you're going to find that, as we do as human beings, we go back to what is comforting. We go back to old addictions that aren't helping us move forward. It can be avoidance of the situation, kind of like ostriching it, just put your head in the sand. It can be alcohol and drugs and sex and food and gambling and just a release of responsibilities. And that feels really good until, we have to pay the consequences for that. And here it is a looking at the weight that's put on us that we don't want, that we don't want, we don't desire, we don't need. And it's a saying, you know what, I might not be able to follow the path that everybody else seems to be following, but I am going to follow my truth. And as you do this, you embrace the public arena. And this is the 3 of Wands. This is seeing yourself standing in your greatness and your power. This is your magic, your brilliance, your understanding coming. And this is a creating. This is new horizons, new dawns, new days. But then you have the 9 of Swords, and this is where you have to be mindful with the 5 of Wands and the 5 of Swords, and then the 9 of Swords. You can stay in a place of self-doubt for this whole entire time. You can miss every single gift that comes your way. And that's what we do as human beings. We get in our own minds too much, and we miss every single blessing. You have a repeat of the number 9, and the repeat of the number 9 means that you're coming to an end of a cycle. You are. And there's a worry, there's a doubt, there's a fear that, things will never be okay. Nightmares will always reign. You'll not be able to sleep well. You might not even be able to sleep well right now. And there's just this fear, this doubt, this worrying. And then things start to change. And as things change, with the 8 of Wands, you're facing the 4 of Pentacles. And for me, the 4 of Pentacles is the vampiric energy card. There's a lot of facing of what is keeping you from looking at your dreams, from looking at the way that you want to move forward in this life. And that is powerful. Wow. Okay, this is a heavy hitter. This is like this time period for you, Virgo. It doesn't hold any punches. It's like a 1-2 sucker punch, and it's like you can either be down for the count, or you can sit there and kind of shake it off and be like, okay, listen, I'm not going to be held back. I'm not going to be denied. And I am going to move forward in my victory. And that's what you keep on saying to yourself. And that's really the thing that keeps you moving forward, because there can just be too much at times, too much going on. Okay, let's see the people who will aid you during this time. Who are the people who will aid Virgo? October 16th to the 31st, 2020, Virgo. Who are the people who will aid Virgo? October 16th to the 31st, 2020, Virgo. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. So we have here the Prince of Pentacles, and this is earth sign energy. So of course you're going to be very drawn to this person. It can be a Taurus, a Virgo, a Capricorn, but it can be somebody who's very down to earth, who's slowly and steadily moving forward in their prosperity, planning, looking at things, being open and honest with themselves and what they want, and really sharing that openness and honesty with you. Now, this doesn't have to be a person that you know. With the people who aid and the people to be mindful of, these people can influence us in a myriad of different ways, and the language and the energy around what they're saying can very much identify with, the Prince of Pentacles, or, whatever other cards come up. And there's a sense here of a slow, steady, prosperous energy, and it sings to you because it's an energy that you understand. As an earth sign energy, you get this power, this beauty, this brilliance forward, and it brings you to the Princess of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Now, the Prince of Pentacles and the Princess of Wands, these are both youthful energies. They have this youthfulness to them. They don't have to be young energies, but like young people, but they do have this youthfulness to their auras, to their energy, to themselves. And this is a person who, with the Princess of Wands, who is looking at things differently, who is embracing a creativity, a reason for getting out of bed in the morning, a passion, a power, a brilliance that is such a part of you and that really speaks to you. It's like you're excited about it. It's like, oh yeah, I can move forward that way. And oh, I can look at things differently like that. And then you have Justice coming in. And Justice here is a Libra energy, a time frame of September 23rd to October 22nd, but it's discernment. Okay? It's a balancing of the scales. It's being picky. And I don't mean this in a way like well, it is kind of being exclusionary to what is right for your soul, yourself, as you move forward. And there is the sense of this power, there's a sense of this brilliance, there's a sense of this coming together. And as you look at it, it's like you make the decision of what to hold on to and what to let go, what's important and what's not, what's bountiful and what isn't. And as you look at this, you find yourself embracing a justice to you, embracing a justice to your life and to your soul and to your bounty. And it has you moving forward towards what you love, towards what you desire, and towards what you need. And as you are looking at the ways forward, you might think, oh my gosh, I missed it. Because she has that look on her face and her cheeks are red, almost like she's blushing, like, oh my gosh, did I make the wrong move? And that could be what you're feeling. Your heart is like, did I make the wrong move? And you're also sitting here and there's a part of you, Virgo, that's learned not to be so hasty, but to follow your heart and what you love. But also sometimes things you can't go backwards in time. And that is going to be an important thing to note during this time. It's like you are moving forward in power, in determination, in prosperity, in purpose, and nobody can tell your heart what to do. There is a severe sense of your heart being guided by you. And you might think, oh, well, that's ridiculous. Everything else is coming at me. But if you stick to that gut feel, to that personal power, to the visualization of what you want to do, you're knowing that the angels are with you. Your angels are with you. They're moving you forward. And to say, okay, what is it that my heart wants? And it's boiling it down to basics. It's not boiling it down to, okay, I want, this person, this house, this thing. That can come in time. But it's boiling it down to, I want love. I want security. I want abundance. I am taking the steps I need in order to get there, in order to build the life that I want. And it's letting the emotional truth of it all come to you. And it's being open and honest with yourself. And it can be laying out the facts and saying, you know what, listen, I need to see what it is that I want, where it is that I need to be, what's the most important to me and what isn't. And releasing things that you might have thought were very important to you, but wound up not fulfilling things emotionally. And then you're moving forward with the judgment. You have your angels right there with you. It's a resurrection of power. It's a resurgence of understanding of self. And it's a coming out of the darkness. It's coming out of the small little box that the world puts us in. And it's saying, no more. No more. I am following my music, my song, myself, my passion, my power. And I have found where I stand. And it's because you are protected. But it's also because, Virgo, there is so much more to us than we ever even imagine. And our angels are letting us see it. Our angels are saying to us, there is so much more here than you could possibly dream of. What is it? There is so much more to your heaven and hell than you could even have imagined. And I forget who says that. But that's what we're seeing here. There's so much more to our dreams, and there is so much more to our nightmares than we could ever have imagined. And this is a walking in the light of our grace. And knowing that, yes, we will stumble, we will fall, and we will view this as failure, but it isn't always. There are lessons learned and power had. And it moves you to a sense of balance. It moves you to this Sagittarius energy, a time frame of November 22nd to December 21st. It moves you to a place of balance coming in. And I love it because she's peaking. She's centered, she's doing her yoga stance and she's centering herself and she's gaining that balance and it's gaining that wisdom and, moving forward, but she's peaking. She's seeing what's going on. And that's what you're doing. You're gaining this balance. You're gaining this understanding, but you're peaking. You're seeing the world around you. You're seeing what's going on. You're seeing what you desire. And it has you looking at things differently. It has you pouring, because in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, it's pouring from one cup to another, and it's a silver into a gold cup. And you're pouring them back and forth. It's from day to night. And usually when we pour things, water is lost. But never when we find the balance of temperance, when we find the balance of ourselves, because we're constantly a malleable, mutable, changing force in this world. And we're embracing that change. And we are embracing the way that we want to be, the passion that we have and the desire that's moving us forward. And so nothing is ever lost, but it is always gained. And there's going to be a sense here that you think all is lost, that you're going to just be tired of heart, and the world is coming at you, a mile a minute. And this is why you're coming through, the very essence of you is coming through with the Hermit. It's like step back and connect. Connect with your heart, connect with your soul, connect with yourself, connect with what you desire, and open up those doors to you. Open up what it is that's truly important to you, the way that you want to move forward, the power of your soul, the power of your grace, the power of yourself. This is letting your light guide you, not letting anybody else's light. This is determination, this is brilliance, and this is truth. And as you embrace this, you embrace a severe power of you. And you're not going to be swayed in your inner self, as you connect, as you have this resurrection of spirit, as you balance your inner emotions, you're not going to be swayed from the path that you want to take. It's like, no, this is my truth. And even if you wind up stumbling along the way, it's like lessons profoundly learned that will serve you for a lifetime. And we have here in the heart, we have argument for the sake of argument. I mean, this could be dealing with a fight that started off small and just escalated into something huge, and it scarred your heart, okay? This can also be, carrying over chaos, doubts, fears, apprehensions, angers, upsets, upheaval, and it's ruining things. It is ruining things, and your heart is like, why do we have to have this? Your heart, if you're living in a fight that was had, why does this fight have to keep on replaying? Where is my power? Where is my grace? Where is my freedom? Where is the end? And it moves you to the Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords this is a karmic lesson, okay? This is something that had to be learned. And you might be sitting there looking at it and like, oh my gosh, why? Why? It can be a realization that something was better than you thought it was, but you walked away from it. And that was part of the truth. Okay, this could be a realization of, having to find your voice, having to find your power, having to stand up for yourself, having to, live in your truth and take the bull by the horns and say, this is who I am. And you had to see that, you had to say that. And it's like, okay. And it can be all of the above. And this isn't living in the past, but this is taking your present and saying, I am not. It's not being a flexible individual. It's I'm not letting other people rule my life. And this is a life lesson. There is something here that you are facing, that you've faced before. And when you faced it, you let somebody else take over, or you let your voice kind of die away. You didn't stand up for yourself. And now you are standing for yourself, in your power, in your truth, in your understanding. And it's really addressing a heavy load that you've been carrying. And this world tells us, you're just supposed to carry more. You're just supposed to do more and do more and do more and do more and do more until it feels like you cannot move forward anymore. And it's also the heavy load that you've been carrying from arguments had, doubts, fears, upsets, upheavals, and, facing demons that we don't want to face. And it's like, when is this going to end? The Ten of Swords also tells us that we just cannot do it all. And we cannot take people's lessons from them. Virgo, we're going to want to. We're just going to want to. We're going to want to sit there and say, wow, you're carrying a heavy load. I got this. Wow, this is too much for you. I'll take it on. Or yeah, I can do that. No, yeah, I can be helpful and do that. Oh yeah, I can be helpful and do that. Until you're drowning. You're drowning in when you tried to be so nice. And now we're just so overwhelmed. And this is putting down the burdens. Because she's carrying broomsticks, right? Couldn't she fly them? Can't you take your creativity and learn to soar with it? Visualize where it is that you want to stand. Visualize what it is that you want. And I mean, I know we might be visualizing, multi-million dollars and, gigantic homes and, fancy cars and, a Hollywood lifestyle. But what if it's just visualizing happy and letting divinity guide you to that happiness? What if it's taking the weight off your shoulders so you don't feel like Atlas, who was punished, okay, to have to carry the world? And you start to release, and you start to fly, and you start to soar, and you start to be. Because it's enough. Enough is enough. And it's time to live in your passion, in your beauty, and you're ending a cycle of not. And then there's temptation. It's like, well, I can't move forward that way. It's not the way everybody else moves. I can't do that. It's not what everybody else does. It's like, who cares what everybody else does? This is a time for you. And this is not falling back into a thinking I'm wrong and they're right. They have the power, I have none. This is an embrace. This is an embrace of your truth. And not letting, the devil tempt you out of it. Kind of the devil made me do it type of thing. It's like, no. I'm seizing my power, my grace, my personality. My personality? That's interesting. It's like your personal blessings. It's like what makes you you, Virgo. I'm seizing it. And I'm not going to be using any sort of escape routes to hide from it. Which leads the world to opening up to you in a profound and beautiful way. It's like the world opens and you see things more openly, more honestly, more truly, where you had once thought, oh, I could never do this. It's like, yeah, why the heck not? Why the heck not? And as soon as you say that, it's so weird because the world comes at you and it's like, well, here's why not. And then you have worries, doubts, and fears. It can't even be that you see the way that you want your world to come forward, right? And then you have the Nine of Swords, which is going to tell you every single way that you can fail. Every single thing that you have to start worrying about. And if you're like me, a class A warrior, it becomes very easy to have your sleep robbed, to have, things go wrong, to have doubts and fears and chaos become a part of you. And it's like, no, you have to stop it. You have to look it dead in the eye and say, I'm not walking down that road. Okay? That truth is not my truth at all, whatsoever. And so with the Nine of Swords, it can be, that you're working so hard. You're working so hard that you're not sleeping. And not sleeping makes everybody irritable, makes everybody cranky. So it's a needing to take care of yourself. And it's also a seeing where we're not taking care of ourselves, where we're letting things slide. And it's also a seeing what we're worried about that we can't control. And then as we kind of address the worry, oh, that's it. Oh, I like that now. I was like, oh, goodness. Okay, so when we address the worry, life starts to speed up. We start to move in a direction we hadn't anticipated, we didn't expect. It's like, oh my goodness, I didn't think I could go forward this way. And we start to look at things a lot differently. And life kind of looks like, ready or not, here it comes. Ready or not, here you move forward. Like, here you come. And you can't stop it. It's a force of nature, like a tornado. It's a force of nature. And then as you see this change coming in, as you're looking at things, you're like, oh my gosh, what did I do? You see a breaking, and it's a breaking of vampiric energy. You see a breaking of what has tempted you. And it's almost as if, and that's what Spirit is saying here. Oh, I love it. It's as if you're meditating, right? And you're meditating on the darkness, on the devil side of things. And I say darkness because we as human beings naturally fear not having light. That's why we illuminate everything. Because, you could be hunted down or hurt or, great harm could come to you when, we were hunter-gatherers. And even before, even 200 years ago, 100 years ago, bad things happened in the dark. Even now you can say that. And so here you meditate and you look at the angers and the upsets and the upheaval and you see what is draining your power, what is draining you on this earthly plane, from where you're supposed to be and how you're supposed to move forward and what it is that you desire. And it's like enough is enough. And it's a cleansing. It's a cleansing away of this negativity. And it's an embracing of the essence of you. That's why your voice, your personage is so terribly important, because this is a time for you, Virgo. And it does kick you in between the teeth. It does kick you hard. And it makes you doubt. It makes you look at things. It makes you, question your way forward. But as you break this vampiric energy. And the way we break the vampiric energy is, it can be by addressing where we feel most drained. It's like, why do I feel drained here? And sometimes it can just be a lack of us taking care of ourselves. Because we were always taught, just push a little bit harder, just push a little bit harder. And now you're addressing this. It's like, I can't push any harder. And the doubts and the fears and the people who tried to rob away my power by making me feel useless, I'm releasing. I'm releasing you from my life. I like to visualize the golden light of the universe around me. All right? So just take a moment and visualize the golden light of the universe around you. And see your hands holding a sword. And see your angel's hands coming right over yours. And you take that sword and you cut through that golden light. And you're left with nothing. And you might say, oh no, nothing. Nothing, it's fine. You're left with silence. Virgo, you need the silence. If you do not have the silence, okay, you can get very upset. So you need that silence to pay homage to center yourself in. Right? And once you have that silence, okay, then the golden light comes back. It empowers you and invigorates you. But it's not filled with the corruptions. It's not filled with the sewer sludge that the other light was filled with. Because that's just what happens throughout the day. When people say, oh, wow, you're happy, I'm going to take some of that happiness. Oh, wow, you seem to have it all together. Oh, wow, this or that. And they get jealous. And they just steal a little bit of our energy. A little bit. It's like, enough. No, I am protected. And then see your angels holding shields in front of you, saying, no, you are protected. And see yourself walking forward with your angels before you, holding their shields and saying, no, no harm will come here. Okay, that was intense. Let's go deeper. Virgo. October 16th to 31st, 2020, Virgo. October 16th to 31st, 2020, Virgo. October 16th to 31st, 2020, Virgo. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. Let's see the people you have to be mindful of during this time. Who are the people that Virgo needs to be mindful of? October 16th to 31st, 2020, Virgo. Who are the people Virgo needs to be mindful of? October 16th to the 31st, 2020, Virgo. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Show me clearly. Ooh, okay. Fantastic. So Scorpio just flew right out at you. This is a person who, Scorpio energy time frame is October 23rd to November 21st. This is a person who's very secretive. Okay, just naturally secretive. You're going to want to know more. The more you want to know, the more they pull away. They need their space, right? You need to be mindful of them because they're going in their own direction. They really are. And they need to just go. They need to just move that way. And you're not going to be able to understand fully what they're seeing, what they desire, the way that they're heading. And then we have the Princess of Pentacles. Now you're going to be very drawn to this energy because it's Pentacle energy, and you're drawn to Earth sign energy because you are an Earth sign. This is a person who hems and haws, who isn't quite sure of their prosperity, of their way forward, of everything like that, and they can be a bit of a diva about it. Either they have meltdowns that they just pull everybody into, or no, that's pretty much it. They have meltdowns that they pull everybody into, and you're like, oh my gosh, just stop. And they can't. They just can't. It can be questions around money. It can be problems around money. It's probably it. They have problems around money, and they're quite frankly being a princess about it. And then there's the King of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This is a person who wants to dominate. They just do. It's their way. They're right. This is it. Just follow my lead. Everything will be fine. During this time, Virgo, you can't be bossed around. You just can't be. You need to really embrace your path, your understandings, your power, your way forward. That's going to be a powerful thing for you, not to be led by somebody else. we have the Nine of Cups over the Chariot and Judgment. So as you rise and as you find your way forward, wishes are granted, and there's a bit of a future scene. It's kind of like you're preparing for the future. You again have the Nine of Swords. It comes in over balance. It's like fear comes in. It's just fear and doubt and chaos and upset and upheaval. It can really steal away your whole entire happiness. So don't let it. Don't let it. And you have the High Priestess. You're seeing things so much more deeply, so much more powerfully for yourself. And that's like a kick in the tush to fear. It's like, I will not be afraid of the darkness. I will not be afraid of the mysteries to come. I embrace them, and they empower me. And then we have the King of Pentacles. This is you. So you are definitely ruling over the doubt, the fear, the chaos that comes, the karmic, the karmic cycle, the lessons that are learned. There's the King of Cups over the drudgery. There's a beauty, there's a ruling only of your own life, and that's really what you're embracing. And then you have the Devil over the devil. So like a trap being set, a snare being set, and you're going to be seeing it, but it can also really hurt. Okay? So there's something here that you need to take note of. And it can be of your own personal nature, because this right here is the nature card. It can be of a disturbance within your own personal nature to move you forward. It's kind of like somebody is trying to change you, or you feel like you have to change to be what somebody else wants you to be. And that's just going to be something to really look out for during this time. You have the Two of Swords. As you move forward, as you have doubts and fears, you need to balance yourself. You need to see what it is that you desire, and you need to balance you. The Seven of Wands over the Eight of Wands, I like that. There is a sense of owning your truth, of standing in your power, and knowing your grace. And then that brings you to the Seven of Chalices, the Seven of Cups over the Four of Pentacles. Once you relieve yourself of this vampiric energy that is holding you back, there is this sense of power, prosperity, coming in, a sense of looking at your dreams and them being a lot more obtainable than they once were. So the Nine of Cups, wishes coming true. It's going to be so much easier for other people to see this blessing within you than for you to see it yourself. There is a sense here, if you see, there's this young woman looking into the crystal ball, and there's this older woman looking back. So it can be the person that she becomes. And there's a sense of seeing something more, seeing something towards your future as you're moving forward and as your angels are blessing you. Doubts and fears, there's something you have to be mindful of during this time. They're going to try and knock you off of your balance, knock you out of what is rightfully yours, out of the balance and serenity of soul and of self and of beauty and of understanding. And so as you face this Nine of Athames, the Nine of Swords, doubts and fears, you face it by turning inward. And I love the pairing of the Hermit with the High Priestess. Now, the High Priestess pairs with the Magician and with, of course, the Hermit. And the Hermit really plays to her energy. The Magician is the opposite of her energy. And so here, there's a sacredness in turning inward. There's a sacredness of following your truth, of listening to the voice of the divine that speaks to you, and of embracing your heart, your soul, your passion, your power, yourself. And that's how you overcome, and maybe not vanquish completely, but really move away from crippling doubt, okay? Overworking, overtaxing yourself, and doubting yourself almost every single step of the way. It brings you to the King of Pentacles. What you fear, okay, you will have to face the fears, but there is a mastery within you. There's a sense of things being okay. It doesn't mean that they will turn out exactly the way that we want them to. They turn out the way divinity wants them to. But there is a sense here of facing fears, of facing doubts, of facing upheavals, facing, karmic cycles, and being prosperous and coming out as a king, coming out in prosperity, in bounty. And this leads you to the King of Cups. As you trudge forward, it's like, this is when you realize, I cannot carry the weight for everybody else. I have to carry the weight for me. And it's an embracing of your love. And with the King of Cups, in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, he's a king in the middle of the ocean, on a rock. And it's implied, yes, that he has a kingdom, but it is not seen. And this is what is so beautiful about the King of Cups. It's like the only person we have any say over, and even then, we're not the best of listeners, is ourselves. Like, oh, I will not eat, any cookies, and we eat cookies. Oh, I'm going to exercise every single day. And we get tired and we're like, oh, I can skip today. Okay, maybe tomorrow. Oh, I can skip tomorrow, maybe the next day. And this is realizing that to have discipline over ourselves, to have this, sense of power over ourselves, the sense of focus, that's the word, the sense of focus. We have to understand that we are the only people that we can control with any sense of authority. And then the devil over the devil. I mean, there is just something here that your heart is facing, a heartbreak, a pain, a disappointment, a trap that is set, a sense of, this denial of beauty that needs to be faced to move you forward to your true nature and to the brilliance of your nature. The Two of Athames, it's the Two of Swords, it's a balancing. It's a balancing of what you desire, of what you need, of the way forward, not living in fear and not just simply jumping, because you're going to see that as you look at things, as you look at the two roads, what you thought was going to be set in stone, there's something else that comes over. There's a different pathway that comes forward, and it's more in line with what you want and what you desire and where you need to be. And it brings you to the Seven of Wands. It brings you to a passionate understanding. It brings you to knowing when to fight and when to let things go. And that brings you, and the repeat of the number 7 right here is a following of your truth. That's going to be so important for you in the public arena. Like, follow your truth, speak your truth, listen to your truth, and be empowered by your truth. It leads you to the Seven of Cups. It leads you to an embracing of your dreams and a bringing those dreams into reality, because you're releasing so much negativity that kept you small, that kept you silent, that kept you quiet. And it's like, no more. No more. Now it is time to face my dreams and move forward in that passionate power, in that beautiful understanding. Okay. Let's go and see what your spirit animal message is for this time. Virgo, October 16th to the 31st, 2020 Virgo. October 16th to the 31st, 2020 Virgo. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Ooh, you have 4. Awesome. All right, let's see. The first card is the squirrel spirit, and it says believe in yourself. Believe in the seeds that you have planted. Believe in the passion and the power and the brilliance that is you. Do not let others talk you out of believing in yourself. This then leads you to the scarab beetle, which is sacred in ancient Egypt, and it says here, magic works through you. The magic of your power, of your understanding, of your brilliance works through you. It guides you forward, and as you embrace it, it embraces you, and you find yourself standing taller. You find yourself, more confident, more powerful within you, because you're embracing that magic, that bit of the God's head that lives within you. And then it leads you to the panther spirit. It says reclaim your power, which is exactly what you're doing. As you believe in yourself, as the magic works through you, you are reclaiming your power. And as you reclaim your power, you dream the world into being. And you dream your beauty, your prosperity, and your bounty into being. It leads you to your subconscious message, which is the skunk spirit. Know your worth. Know your worth. Know your power. Don't underestimate yourself, and don't undersell yourself. It leads you to your subconscious person message, which is strength, a Leo energy, a time frame of July 23rd to August 22nd. The strength is within you. The strength of your power, of your understanding, the strength of kindness, the strength of compassion. Strength comes from within. It's not from force and demanding and, being obnoxious. It is from kindness and grace and compassion. It leads you to your subconscious chakra message, which is grounding. This is the Earth Star chakra, located 6 inches below your feet. There's a grounding of yourself, a grounding of your passion, a grounding of what you desire. This is a sense of looking at what you're rooting yourself in, how you are nourishing yourself, and how you are moving forward in that in that power, in that grace. The subconscious tarot message is the Eight of Pentacles, your hard work, your patience, your perseverance, though it has been a long and hard road, is paying off. And to go deeper into that subconscious message is the Knight of Athames, the Knight of Swords. You're going to want it to move faster, as we all do. We want things in our time, not divine time. And this is a sense of cutting through the doubts and the fears that hold us back, but also not being so hasty that we make a poor decision. Checking in with divinity, checking in with our angels, checking in with ourselves, and making sure that we're moving forward in the right way, in the powerful way for us. All right, Virgo. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we banish the darkness and move forward in our grace, as we face the obstacles and do not let them defeat us. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Virgo.